Hey guys, this is Jason Creel and you're watching The Lawn Care Life. You know, I want to talk to you a little bit about lawn care marketing, the timing behind our marketing, and why the timing is important. And why the timing is important in our lawn care marketing. If you think that's going to be something that's going to help you in your lawn care business, stay tuned. Hey, today's video is sponsored by Jobber and Jobber Academy. You can check out those links in the description if you're looking for a lawn care software, or at Jobber Academy there's a lot of videos and articles that are helpful for those in the lawn care business. So timing in your lawn care marketing, I think it's very important, and let me tell you why. Let's just say you're super thirsty at an amusement park in the middle of the summer and they're selling bottles of water for $6 a piece. What happens? A lot of people are there buying $6 bottles of water, or $4, whatever you want to say. Why? Because it's 100 degrees, they're really thirsty, and what else are we going to drink? You know, they might not even have water fountains around the park, which is a shame, by the way. So their marketing strategy in that situation is not that important. I mean, there's such a high demand for something, they can charge a crazy price and people pay it anyway. Well, you know what? Lawn care, it doesn't work that way. We're in a very competitive industry, an industry that is in high demand, but at the same time, people are not going to pay some crazy price, and our marketing needs to be a little more strategic than just sticking something out there at a really high price. So let me ask you this question to help clarify. Is lawn care services, when somebody buys that, is it typically an impulse decision or a well thought through decision on choosing a lawn care company? Now think about that just for a second. And I had to give that some thought myself. But I really think that the majority of the time, and not the vast majority, I'm gonna throw a number at it, just guessing, but I'm gonna say maybe 60% of the time, it has a lot to do with impulse decision, and maybe the other 40% of the time, it's kind of a well thought through. Now what do I mean? I think maybe 60% of the time, what happens is, people are outside working in the yard, and they don't like the way it looks, whether they've had somebody, you know, doing the yard or not, and they're just unhappy, and so they think, you know what, Monday morning I'm gonna call the first lawn care company I can find, whether that be on the internet, whether it be somebody left a door hanger that weekend and I grabbed it, whatever. I'm gonna call somebody Monday because I'm tired of the way my yard looks and it's time to do something about it. Now I think that's how about 60% of the time it goes. Maybe my numbers are off. I like to hear from you guys. But the rest of the time, I think it's more of a deliberate time. So for instance, I got a call today from a customer. It's in January, okay? He's not impulse, you know, there's not, you know, nothing crazy needs to happen. But he had just been unhappy with the previous company he was using, had canceled them back in the fall. And he had talked to some people and they had been recommended my company. And so he gave me a call and I signed him up. But it was something, it wasn't impulse. He had thought through it, talked to some people, and you know, he closed the deal and made it happen. So that's good. I'm excited to get a customer. But you know what? He's in the minority because most people are not in that situation. That's why in January, you know, I don't really do a whole lot of marketing, but I do start to get a few phone calls for weed control and fertilization because it is beginning to be on some people's mind, those 40% who are making a more deliberate decision. Now, the 60% who are more impulse buyers, what happens? Just like I explained before, first warm weekend in the spring, let's say it's March and the weather's going up to 72 degrees, and what happens? Home Depot, Lowe's are slammed with people in the nursery section buying plants, buying all kind of stuff, mulch. We're gonna, you know, do all this stuff in our yard. People are all over town, out in their yards, working, and it's that first weekend that gets them thinking, hey, spring is on its way, let's get the yard cleaned up. I want a nice looking yard. Well, what happens when they're out there? They become dissatisfied with their yard for whatever reason. Let's say they hadn't had any kind of weed control treatments. Well, they've got weeds popping up. They say, I'm calling somebody. I'm calling somebody today. I'm calling somebody Monday. First chance I get, I'm calling somebody. So for me, I'm thinking, when do I want my advertisement in front of that person? I want my advertisement in front of that person that exact day. I mean, it's as close a thing as I can emulate to, it's as close as I can get to being the water salesman in the amusement park on a 100-degree day. You know, he has no trouble selling his product. Well, for me, if I can present my marketing, well done marketing, at the exact right time when that buyer is most wanting something done to their yard, then I have the best chance of getting that customer. Does that mean that if I put door hangers out in January that somebody might not hold on to it and call me in March? Yes, that does happen occasionally, and I mean very much occasionally. Like, you might get one call. More likely, if I could put them out, you know, right when those impulse buyers are making the decision, because like I said, that's the majority of people. So yeah, I mean, put them out in January if you want, and you might get those deliberate thinkers, you know, I want to go ahead and get this taken care of in January, February. But most of our society, in my opinion, this is just from my experience, are more the impulse people. And so, you know, you're going to get a bigger wave of customers March, April, May, when it's really on their mind. Okay, so you know, ideally, if you can advertise the whole time, you pick up the deliberate thinkers, you pick up the impulse buyers, you get them all. You know, do all of the above for all I care. But for me, if I had to choose one, I'm going to wait and advertise in the spring on those warm days. You know, if I was going to go door to door, when you want to do it, that Saturday, that first warm Saturday in the spring when everybody's out working in their yard, the absolute best time to go door to door, in my opinion. You know, some of you don't want to go door to door. That's fine. I don't like going door to door. I'm not suggesting I'm even going to go door to door. But if I was going to, and I have in the past, that's the time to do it. If you're going to put out door hangers, to me, if you can put them out that Friday before that warm weekend, then I have found that Monday seems to be the best day for me to get phone calls. Why? People working in their yard the weekend, they call you on Monday. So if I can get the door hangers out on Friday, people working their yard Saturday, they say, hey, didn't we get a door hanger yesterday? Look how terrible our yard looks. Yeah, we did get a door hanger. I'm gonna call that guy on Monday because I'm sick of the way this yard looks. So that's what happens. You know, I believe that is what happens in lawn care marketing. And because that is what the majority of people do, not saying that, you know, doesn't happen other ways, but this is what I believe is the majority of the way people make their lawn care decision. Well, listen, we're not buying a house here. We don't have to do market research and all that. Some people want to do that in their lawn care company. A lot of it's impulse. Time your marketing to take advantage of the impulse buyers, and that perfect timing, in my opinion, is in the spring. Love to hear your thoughts on these kind of ideas. I'm just sharing mostly from my experience, talking to other people, but I don't pretend to know it all, so I'd like to hear from you guys. What do you think about this concept? What's your timing, your strategy on lawn care marketing? Do you agree with my assessment here, or am I off a little bit? So if you haven't done so, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so we can continue to help you out with more and more videos. And here's some suggested videos for you to check out as well. Thanks a lot.